This is Wilson Morales talking to actor Brian Hook, star of the new film Laughing to the Bank. What's it like premiering at ABFF?
It's wonderful, man. It's great. Anytime you put, all your hard, work into a project, into a film or something like that, and finally get to, the place to where you let, the audience screen it, man, it's always a good feeling. A lot of people don't make it that far. You might fall off the boat before then. So we here, we there, it's going down, man, and I'm, real happy about it. They're in there right now watching the movie.
So for those who haven't seen it yet, what's the movie about?
It's basically a modern day Hollywood Shuffle. And it's sort of like my story, well, Hollywood Shuffle was Robert Townsend, and it was his story as he navigated through Hollywood and how he saw it. And this is, in a sense, sort of, where I'm at in Hollywood and my story and getting to the next level. But with that, there's a whole lot of, drama and funniness surrounding that. So that's pretty much what the film is about. It has the tone of like a hangover, and so, that's what it is.
Now, you've been working for a long time. A lot of people have seen some of your movies. They may not have been all on a big screen, but one way or another, whether it's through DVD, through bootleg, through TV, your films have been seen. So how did you get involved with this particular project?
This project was me doing what I do, man. It had been a minute, you know what I mean? I was, I had my kids and I was also a little tired coming off the Eve show, and then I did the movie Fools Go, and I wasn't really taking a break because I was doing a lot of stuff behind the scene and financing films for up-and-coming filmmakers and stuff like that. But after a couple of years, folks will start, I'm walking the streets and they're like, yo, man, what you been up to? And I'm like, I've been chilling. And then after the umpteenth, like, yo, what you been up to? I'm like, wait a minute, what you mean what I've been up to? I've been doing my thing, but I realized that I haven't really been in front of the camera, and that's where they used to seeing me. So all that behind the scenes stuff was cool, but for them, they wanted to be fed, you know what I mean? And I'm blessed to have an audience out there to appreciate and likes, my work. So, I figured it was time for me to step up and do something else. And everything just came together. Bernard and I linked together. We went in, I made this film. I knew I wanted to make a comedy, and so here we are.
Knowing what it takes to make it in this business, especially as a comedian, what did you find challenging? Just writing the story, putting it together, getting the cast.
I think, making a film, there's so much that goes into making a film, man, and it's an uphill battle. I think my background has always been independent filmmaking, so I've always had to put up my own money or find someone to co-finance the movie with me. I've always had to make movies with, one hand or two hands tied behind my back, so to speak. So I never had, every resource at my fingertips to make a film. So I say it's always a challenge, but at this point, again, I've always had to make it happen for nothing or very little. So now it's just, it's second nature, and it's what I do. If I had to say what's the most difficult thing to do, it's to finance it. But then on that front, I always put my own money into my own projects, which I've been afforded to be able to do that because of my independent background and always making my own films. So with that, I say, that the whole thing is a challenge, but, it's since day one for me, it's been a challenge, and that's sort of been my path and my journey. So, it's just second nature. I expect the obstacles, and, I go out and I get it done.
As an actor who's been working for a long time, and obviously you've seen other comedians come up in this game, any regrets, that maybe you haven't found that big starter that some of these other individuals that you have seen come after you have maybe found?
I think, I get asked that sometime because, a lot of people who appreciate and like and respect my work, and they be like, yo, man, you should have been and you should be. And, and my thing is, it's kind of like everybody's journey is just different, period, in life, you know what I mean? And there'll be other folks that may come along with somebody tomorrow who I've never heard of or you've never heard of, shoot to the moon. And that's just sort of, how it goes in this business. And that's their journey. And you can't really, you know what I mean? You get your feelings hurt and you'll get very discouraged if you try to compare, your personal journey to another actor or entertainer's journey, because it's always gonna be different, man. And I've learned to just, you know, accept, you know, what comes to me and accept, you know, and sort of just enjoy the journey and enjoy the ride. So like I love making independent films, and I tell people this often. It's like I've been, you know, say Fool's Gold, for instance, a $90 million budget studio film that was shot in Australia for 7 months, and that was great, and it was wonderful, and it was good company. But I honestly get more gratification out of my smaller independent films where, you know what I mean, the craft person is the PA, is the such and such, because, you know, most people are there when you're not working with all the money in the world because they want to be. And it's just the bond that you create, and when you finish the film against all those odds, and you know what I mean, and now from that you're getting a theatrical release like with Laughing to the Bank, it's just so gratifying, man. So I say that to say I love it, you know what I mean? And it's sort of been it's just sort of been a foundation for me to have to, you know, take that journey where it was just a long, hard grind, and I'm still grinding, but that's just, you know, it's just who I am, and that's just how it goes, you know what I mean? And one day, you know, it'll kick into the next gear, and that might have been last week or last month, or it might be, you know, a week from now or a year from now, but whenever it happens, it just happens, man. And I'm just, you know, blessed to be making films and just enjoying, you know, my ride, man.
So whenever this movie comes out, what's a good reason for people to go see Laughing to the Bank?
I think there has been a void for like urban comedies, and even in saying it's an urban comedy, I think it definitely has the ability to appeal to, you know, anyone young and who enjoys comedy and laughing. So, you know, the Fridays, Three Strikes, you know, the next Fridays and the movies like that, they're not really being done. With Cube, he's sort of doing the family thing and is taking it to the next, so to speak, and they're not really being fed, you know what I mean? That urban world who enjoy those films and that niche of film hasn't been fed, so this is something that fits that slot, you know what I'm saying? And I think I took it to the next as far as your average, you know, urban film, so to speak, you know what I mean? I think we have a very strong story in this, and I think, you know, we push the envelope with the comedy and stuff like that, man. So I think everybody's gonna enjoy it, man. And I think if you want to laugh and you like to laugh, then you're definitely gonna dig the film.
All right, thanks a lot. Take care.